Thanks for watching the news on Times TV with me, Yanko Seunda. First, the headlines. Human Rights Defenders Coalition calls off Tuesday's demos following PAC's confirmation of Martha Chizuma as ACB boss. Malawi is expected to receive additional $1 million of the AstraZeneca vaccine by the first week of June. I'd like to start buying maize in the next 2 weeks. We have these and other stories. Please stay with us. The Human Rights Defenders Coalition HRDC on Monday called off the demonstrations that were scheduled for Tuesday in Lilongwe to force the Public Appointments Committee of Parliament to confirm Martha Chizuma as new ACB Director General. HRDC Chairperson Gift Trapens said they arrived at the decision following the confirmation of Chizuma by PAC on Monday afternoon. Trapens said following Chizuma's confirmation, HRDC saw no reason to proceed with the demonstrations. More in this report.
Chizuma was not available on Monday afternoon when the Public Appointments Committee met again to decide her fate. According to Public Appointments Committee Chairperson Joyce Chitsulo, there were a total of 18 members on Monday afternoon. Of the 18 members, 4 DPP members, namely Mary Navicha, Chifundo Magande, Victor Musowa and Masauko White, walked out of the meeting room.
We had 13 members and 12 said yes, we should proceed as a committee to confirm her as the ACB director. 1 abstained. You have a right to say, I don't want to vote. So 1 chose not to vote, but 12 said yes. Yeah.
Musowa explains why the DPP members opted to walk out of the room.
I'd like to congratulate PAC for continuing with the process and indeed reaching a conclusion of confirming her. As I said in my previous reports, if those marking forms had names, it would have shown who refused Martha Chizuma before. But let's not dwell on that. Let's move forward as a country, and I would like to congratulate the committee and Martha Chizuma for the job well done.
Meanwhile, the Human Rights Defenders Coalition has called off a scheduled demonstration that was supposed to take place on Tuesday morning. HRDC Chairperson Gift Trapens said they saw no reason for continuing with the demonstrations after the confirmation of Chizuma.
No, as HRDC, we are not going to proceed with the demonstrations. This means that we have cancelled the demonstration. We have achieved the wishes of Malawians, and we don't just do demonstration for the sake of doing. What we wanted is the confirmation of Ms. Martha Chizuma. And we are happy that democracy has won. We are happy that the fight against corruption has won. So for us, we are happy.
The National Anti-Corruption Alliance has held back for confirming Chizuma as the new Anti-Corruption Bureau Director General. Moses Mkandawire is chairperson of the National Anti-Corruption Alliance, and he explains.
Yeah, for us, I think one is that that office has been vacant for some months, and that was negatively impacting on the entire operations of the office, considering the serious and organized corruption that is taking place in our country. And you needed somebody to guide that institution. So in short, we are happy that at least somebody is going to occupy that office.
President Lazarus Chakwera last week expressed worry over the decision by PAC to reject Chizuma last Tuesday.
Malawi is expected to receive additional $1 million of the AstraZeneca COVID-19 from the COVAX facility by the first week of June. Co-chairperson for the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19, Dr. Alfred Charamirankoma,
to get the jabs to avoid the expiry of the vaccine. Matemba's call comes at a time the Ministry of Health is expected to dispose of 19,610 doses of the vaccine on Wednesday this week that expired on April 13, 2021.
Shows that vaccination has proved a point that is one of the most effective mechanisms of preventing COVID-19. As a country, we're going to learn from this and encourage people to vaccinate, more especially what age of the concerned parties, the workers, frontline health workers, community health workers, the civil society NGOs, the community-based organization, the chiefs, the religious leaders, and all concerned people. They should be able to encourage people to get vaccinated because it has shown that it's one of the most effective of preventing COVID-19.
By Sunday this week, cumulatively 333,632 doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine had been administered since the exercise commenced in March this year. The country is expected to start administering second doses of the vaccine on 3 June this year.
People living on Likoma and Chizumul Islands on Lake Malawi have asked the government to fast-track the construction of the 10 billion kwacha Likoma jetty project, which started in 2019. People from Likoma use boats after getting off the Ilala and other ships on Lake Malawi as they dock over 100 meters away from land. Feston Malekezo reports.
Sub-Tradition Authority Mwase of Likoma District says the absence of the docking area increases boarding and alighting time. Mwase adds that the water journey could also be made exciting, which could in turn attract more tourists on the island district. His counterpart from Chizumul Island Sub-Tradition Authority Kabutu says the elderly, physically challenged, children and women are forced to either paddle and dress or have their clothes get soaked when boarding or alighting from the ship.
It is very important to have a jet. We struggle to board in Ilala or other vessels. Now the coming in of the jet will help us a lot.
In the State of National Address presented in Parliament on Wednesday, President Lazarus Chakwera said his administration is committed to complete the construction works of the government-funded project. Chakwera said the project will include a landing facility at Chizumul Island, in addition to improvements of earth roads within Likoma Community Island. Construction of the Likoma jetty was assigned to Motor Angel, which has been working on precasting beams and deck slabs for the jetty at its campsite at Zalewa in Neno District. In an interview on Monday, Motor Angel spokesperson Thomas Chafunya said the work at his campsite were completed. Chafunya said what remains are just formalities to start transporting the materials by rail to Chipoka en route to Likoma. Initially, construction of the jetty was supposed to be completed by November this year, but according to Chafunya, goalposts are likely to be shifted as there were some delays in payments, COVID-19 among other challenges. The islands of Likoma and Chizumulu were declared a district in November 1999 and is the smallest district in Malawi.
The Public Accounts Committee, PAC of Parliament, is said to move the fiscal police to act on public officers suspected to have abused the 6.2 billion kwacha in COVID funds. Chairperson of the committee, Shadrack Namalomba, says the committee will also write Inspector General of Police, George Kainja, to act on the issue. According to Namalomba, the committee is currently working on a report that would highlight how district councils mismanaged the funds. Blessings in Pinganjera reports.
Namalomba said the committee has already submitted its recommendations to the Office of the President and Cabinet to discipline officers that approved unjustified COVID-19 funds allowances, as well as those that oversaw the procurement of goods not related to COVID-19. He said as a committee they are not impressed as the money was used on activities not related to COVID-19 prevention.
Public Accounts Committee has been meeting.
Wale ordered the National Audit Office to institute an audit on the usage of 6.2 billion kwacha meant for COVID-19 believed to have been abused by some public officers.
Agricultural Development Marketing Corporation, ADMAC, has announced it will start buying maize at the government's set minimum price of 150 kwacha per kilogram. ADMAC is currently buying other crops, including soya, rice and cotton, and scheduled to start buying maize in the next 2 weeks, as Matthews Cassandra reports.
ADMAC Public Relations Manager Agnes Ndovi has told Times that at the moment officers from the corporation have been sent to different areas to assess the moisture content of the maize to ascertain if the grain has reached the recommended moisture content. She says ADMAC buys maize which has the right moisture content to avoid discarding because it is kept in the reserves for a longer period.
We are buying crops that are ready on the market. We've started with cotton, we're buying soya beans, we're buying beans, we're buying rice. As for maize, the moisture content is still a little bit high. The team that is on the field testing the moisture content is the moisture content is about 16%. So we're still waiting for the maize to be ready.
Last week, the Farmers Union of Malawi President Frighton Njolomole indicated that some vendors were buying maize from farmers at a price about 53% below the government's set minimum price of 150 kwacha. Njolomole said the vendors were buying maize at as low as 70 kwacha per kg, and he urged farmers to wait and sow their maize to add mark. In April this year, the government announced the 2020-2021 agricultural season farm gate prices when maize was set at 150 kwacha per kg.
4 members of parliament from Zimba, Kasungu and Nkhotakota have agreed to push for upgrading of a road that connects the 3 districts. The road is currently in a sorry state and becomes almost impassable during the rainy season. The 100-kilometer road starts from Kwagwanji in Nzimba, passes through Werezi, Kosoro, and connects the M5 at Kasitu in Dwangwa. From Zuzu, Samkalimia reports.
The road goes through constituencies of Samchirwa, of Mzimba Werezi, Axon Banda, of Mzimba Southeast, Mike Bango, of Kasungu North, and in Nkhotakota North, of Henry Chimurubanda. One of the members of parliament, Karaire Banda, confirmed about the joint effort to construct the road. Banda said the road passes through areas in which its citizenry are much into farming, whose produce can be supplied to cities of Lilongwe and Mzuzu. He said due to the poor road, vendors take advantage of the situation by buying farm produce at very low prices.
This is a bad road, and you might be aware that this road connects the M1 to M5 to the lake, and the president has mentioned this road several times during campaign. And when he was passing from Lilongwe to Jenda, we MPs of neighboring constituencies, myself, my constituencies amid the other constituencies here. Then we have Right Honorable Chimuntu Banda this side, then we have Sam Chirwa this other side, Mzimba Werezi, and the other side we have Mike Bango of Kasungu North. So we, the 4 MPs, we have ganged up to remind the president that they should take lead in helping us in this load.
On his part, Chirwa said the road is a shortcut for companies to transport sugar from Dwangwa to other areas in the northern and central region. Chirwa also pointed out that the road will help connect people to easily access hospital facilities such as Nkhani. Addressing Parliament last week, Chakwera listed down some roads which were started by Democratic Progressive Party administration that his government will complete. Chakwera also said his government will start constructing other roads, arguing poor road network affect the country development.
We will be back after this break.
Your gums hurt? Yeah. Does your toothpaste contain sage, eucalyptus, myrrh, chamomile? All that in one toothpaste? Yes, try Colgate Herbal. Colgate Herbal contains nature's best herbs and Colgate's fluoride technology to give you strong teeth and healthy gums.
If there's one thing that all soaps do, it's wash. From buckets to basins, bathrooms to streams, and everything in between.
All soaps wash.
Yes, but Protex is different. Its reinvented formula with flaxseed oil boosts your skin's natural anti-germ defenses by 10 times more, protecting you against 99.9% of germs. So what keeps us healthy?
Protex!
Good health starts here.
Tikolole kungonjezera mayunitsi a TNM kuyambira 200 kwacha kapena kuposera pamenepo mutha kukhala mmodzi mwa mamilioneya mu TNM Tikolole promotion. Koma mukaonjezera mayunitsi ndi 100 kwacha kapena kuposerapo mudzilandira mabonus oyimbira foni, SMS kapena data pompo.
TNM, always with you.
Welcome back. Malawi Union of Savings and Credit Cooperatives has expressed concern over low numbers of people who are embracing savings and credit cooperatives. Moscow Chief Executive Officer Fumbani Nyanguru made the remarks in Zomba when Cholo Teachers Asako held its annual general meeting. Isaac Salima reports.
Nyanguru said all SACCOs in the country have a combined membership of about 160,000 people, a figure he said is not convincing.
Quite a number of challenges that we encounter. Number one is people really embracing that concept. When we talk of loans, everybody come around the table. When you talk of savings, people try to shy away. So this is an area where we need to help each other. For us to develop from one step to the other, we need to learn a concept of saving. All those countries that talk of improved livelihoods, look at the people, how they embrace a concept of saving.
During the meeting, Cholo Teachers SACCO announced that it has registered a profit of 256 million kwacha this year, an increase from 144 million kwacha which they made last year. Its assets also grew to 2.4 billion kwacha from 2 billion kwacha. Cholo Teachers SACCO General Manager Babira Sindalama said he was happy for the success they have registered despite passing through difficult time due to COVID-19.
The financial year was quite a challenging one, but nevertheless, it was a good one for us because of the profit that we have made. We're talking of a jump to 256 million. That's my main achievement. The increase in the assets, the increase in the membership, the increase in the branch network. I think all those signify that the SACCO is growing and that it was a good year for us, despite the COVID-19 pandemic. We have introduced member-centric products that are at the center of satisfying our members, products that are affordable to our members, products that are tailor-made to suit the needs of our members.
Some members who are doing well in terms of saving were also awarded. During the meeting, the SACCO also announced plans to change its name so as not to look as limiting membership to one district or region.
In international news, American Muslim organizations boycotted Sunday's White House virtual Eid celebration marking the end of the Muslim holy month of Ramadan to protest what they see as the Biden administration's support of Israeli violence against Palestinians. White House correspondent Pase Kwagwanji has the story.
Eid al-Fitr is usually a time of joy and celebration for Muslims around the world, but this year Eid is marred, and not just by the pandemic, but by the escalating violence between Israelis and Palestinians, causing some American Muslim organizations to boycott the White House virtual Eid celebration Sunday.
The Council on American Islamic Relations has joined other national American Muslim organizations in boycotting tonight's virtual White House Eid celebration due to the Biden administration's increasing and disappointingly disturbing response to the Israeli government's human rights abuses against Palestinians in Gaza and East Jerusalem.
Beginning with Bill Clinton in 1996, American presidents have hosted iftar, which weighs heavily on Muslims around the world.
And my administration is going to continue to engage Palestinians and Israelis and other regional partners to work towards sustained calm. And in the tradition of...
On Saturday, thousands rallied in major U.S. cities, including Washington, New York, and Boston, demanding the Biden administration do more to address human rights abuses by the Israeli government against Palestinians.
We are tired of the killings of the innocent. We are tired of the occupation of the Holocaust horror.
Making Israel's case for self-defense, Israeli ambassador to the UN Gilad Erdan spoke to the UN Security Council Sunday, saying the conflict was premeditated by Hamas.
This is not the first time that Hamas has indiscriminately fired deadly missiles at Israeli civilians while hiding behind Palestinian civilians. But this time...
Over the weekend, Biden spoke with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Palestinian Authority leader Mahmoud Abbas. The administration has also sent envoys to the region.
Well, the most immediate steps that have to be taken, which it seems that they are taking, is to play a role in de-escalating and ensuring that we do not see this current violence flare up or blow out of control. So
before the violence, Biden had made little effort to restart stalled peace negotiations. Now he is under pressure to do so, not just from American Muslims, but also from lawmakers in the progressive wing of the Democratic Party. Patsy Widakuswara, VOA News.
That's the news for now, but before we go to the headlines once again, Human Rights Defenders Coalition calls off Tuesday's demos following Park's confirmation of Martha Chizuma as SCB boss. Malawi is expected to receive additional 1 million doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine by the first week of June. I'd like to start buying maize in the next 2 weeks. You have been with me, Anko Seunda. Thanks for watching.